Sound off. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this evening. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening around the world, whatever time is yours. And again, thank you for joining us. Today's Sound Off is about Donald Trump and his appearance and how OCD he is in the way that he looks, in his hair, his face, his makeup, and also his hate for masks. Remember that? He just did not want to wear a mask. And because of that, so many people around him got sick. I would not have been one of them, but so many others, so many other loyal folks did get sick. Before we get into it, let's bring in our co-host of the Esteban Hours Week in Review, co-producer, Mr. Jeremy Baker.
What's going on? This is gonna be funny. Let's find out the real reason Donald Trump hated wearing masks, and it had nothing to do with him being a rebel or whatever conspiracy theory he put on Truth Social. There's another reason, and it's much more simple than that.
You guys are gonna absolutely love this. So before we show the video on the real Trump. Jeremy, you remember back a couple of years ago when the pandemic first started, it was so hard to get former President Trump to wear a mask, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember when he came out of the White House and he just ripped it off like,
You remember that? He was struggling up the stairs. You can tell he couldn't breathe. And then when he got up to the top, he just ripped it off. And even then, he was gasping for air every couple of words that he was saying. I remember that. I was laughing.
Yeah, and I think this is important, though, because Trump's vanity is the reason why he's been pushing this no mask policy. It has nothing to do with, COVID being a conspiracy or COVID only targeting certain race, whatever conspiracy they come up that he's been pushing on Truth Social. It has nothing to do with that. It's literally just because it messes up his makeup.
I was just about to say that. I've read reports that when he would put the mask on and after taking it off, there was nothing but makeup all over the mask.
I guess the strings, were making lines in his face, and the strings were like literally turning orange. With bronzer.
I'm wondering, did he not like it because it just, as soon as he took it off and he looked at it, it just reminds him that he wears makeup all day long?
Yeah, I mean, this dude wears more makeup than a drag queen, for crying out loud. I mean, this video, this man.
It's definitely alpha male, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. This guy, he's so concerned about his appearance, so like you can't say like his hands. Remember when somebody said he had small hands?
Yes.
Oh my God, that was like the end of the world for him. Because he, of course, obviously thinks that you're implying that he has a small penis, and you just can't have that with Donald Trump. He has to be the most masculine person. I love this arrest picture.
Gail he has to be the most. Loves his arrest picture. Well, there are millions of folks with you, Gail, that loved his arrest mugshot just the same. I didn't.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, the moment is here.
Oh.
Without further ado, play the clip.
They say vanity is a deadly sin. Trump wouldn't wear a mask because of how it might make him look.
I wore one in this back area, but I didn't want to give the press the pleasure of seeing it.
He was worried it might affect his spray tan. He was obsessed with how he looked in a mask.
I had a mask on. I sort of liked the way I looked, and I thought it looked okay. It looked like the Lone Ranger.
He sacrificed hundreds of thousands of Americans for his vanity, and then he sacrificed the people closest to him. Now they're all sick. Stephen Miller, Kellyanne Conway, Chris Christie, Ronna McDaniel, Kayleigh McEnany, Mike Lee, Hope Hicks, even Melania. But then as soon as he got home, he took off his mask again. As an active coronavirus patient who is deadly contagious, 215,000 people died because he didn't want you to see who he really is. This is what Donald Trump looks like without the spray tan and comb over. This is the ugly face of vanity. This is Trump unmasked. America, you deserve better. You deserve a president who cares about you not just himself.
Whoa.
I recommend. When I found this video by accident. I really did, and I went to the Rebellion Pack because I had to look this up, and I'm like, oh my god, this can't be an actual ad, but no, this is what they do. The Rebellion Pack. I highly recommend people go look at it. It's pretty cool, and this is from like 2 years ago. So
Right. So this was even before the AI time period. So it's not even like people can say that this was doctored. Although I'm sure there are other ways that things could be doctored.
Well,
But
it
that
was an artist rendering, so it's not as an official picture. So it's pretty much basically the artist's concept of what he would look like without makeup on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an accurate depiction of what he would look like if he just washed his
does
face.
anybody know why he's so obsessed in tanning? Because we've seen him without tanning. Even the picture that they show. Let's put it up so everyone can see it close up.
I mean, it looks just like him.
It does, but his skin looks fine to me. I don't understand why he feels the need that he needs to be tanned. In fact, I think it looks worse when he has that tanning line by his
Right
yeah,
here.
and you see two different colors. He looks normal. He looks natural. What listen,
He looks like a normal human being. He's actually on the color spectrum there. Like orange is not a human color.
I, right, because on top of that, then he gets mad when people call him the orange man. But it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even a natural tone tan. You're orange.
I know out of all the colors you could pick from for bronzer and spray tan, why orange? I don't understand it. And his comb over, I mean, I've said this before. You can look it up. It takes literally 2 hours every morning for them to do Donald Trump's makeup and hair, and he will not go outside. He will not do any work before he is primped and prepped
Well,
to go outside.
if you remember about 2 or 3 years ago, when it was leaked of all of his expenses, I think he had claimed on his taxes that he spent $70,000 a year
I was scared to bring
on
that
his
up.
hair.
On just his hair.
On just his hair. Can you believe that?
Yeah,
That
it's more than most people make in a year. He spends that on his hair.
but I can see him doing that. I just don't see where does it cost 70? Where does it take $70,000 to comb something over? Or though I spoke to someone who told me it's not just about doing his hair. It's the mechanisms that he's been using for that, whether it's fake hair, Rogaine for men, whatever the case may be, surgery and implants. He does something to his hair for it to be that way, and then I guess combs it over. It's just crazy how obsessive that he is with his looks. And then when it comes to the masks, he'd rather infect everybody than put on the mask just because it's not a good look to him. I never got that.
Yeah, and I think people need to realize that his entire health policy is based on the fact that he doesn't like wearing masks because of his makeup. Has nothing to do with doctors,
Right.
scientific information. It has nothing to do with statistics, has nothing to do with
Right. Then
any
it just
facts
tells you
whatsoever.
it just tells you what kind of health what kind of health situation is that. I don't see nothing about that has to do with health. It's all vain. It's all vanity.
Yeah, and hundreds of thousands. I mean, how many people died of COVID? And Donald Trump pushed this no mask agenda, and it's it's irresponsible. And it's
215,000 Americans died from COVID. And when he refused to wear his mask in the White House, he got everybody sick, didn't he? Everyone.
yeah, that was at the time. I think 215,000 people died when they made that video. I mean, how many people died from COVID altogether? Million?
Right.
2 million? But his
Around,
misinformation
if
and
you're talking about worldwide, yes.
no, I think just in America. Let me Google it real quick.
I don't think it's 2 million if we're talking about America alone.
I can look it up.
But it's just very interesting how even in the White House, in the place of business, he still didn't have any concern for others that
No.
are working around him and with him. And these were loyal, needed employees that
Mhm.
wanted to be there with him and wanted to work with him, and he still had no concern over their sickness. Thank God, all
Yeah.
of them, they all recuperated and made it back okay. He even got his own wife sick, and it's like,
A
wow,
lot of his staff too. I mean, Chris Christie, he got a lot of people from his, his own staff sick. Oh, so here, COVID, over 1.1 million deaths in the United States and 6.7 million worldwide.
wow.
Or wait. No. I'm sorry. That's the amount of doses of vaccines that's been administered. But
Oh,
yeah, in
okay.
the
I was
United
about to say,
States, in COVID, 1.1 million have died from COVID in the United States.
in the United States alone,
In just the United States.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we passed the $1 million mark of Americans that lost their life due to COVID. Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy. It really is a staggering number. And a lot of it could have been prevented had our leader at the time not promoted not wearing masks. I mean, simple common sense public health. It's not even like I don't understand what the right's problem is. Like if you tell them not to wear a mask, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm wearing a mask.
They
You
wear a
can't
mask.
tell me not to wear a mask.
They wear a
I'm
mask.
wearing a mask." So maybe that's what we should do with these dipshits. Tell them the opposite of what we want them to do, and then they'll protest and do it anyway. So they're just morons.
Right.
Am
Right.
I right?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Why don't you roll this next clip that has to do with masks?
Oh,
Mask right here. I put a mask on, when I think I need it. I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen.
Trump also shared a tweet claiming that masks aren't about public health, but social control, and that the image of Joe Biden wearing one endorses a culture of silence, slavery, and social death. So many different viewpoints, the president added.
President Trump went so far as to retweet this man in a Florida bar. Take a listen.
I'm at a bar, restaurant. We're all having a good time. Not a single face mask. It's not that bad, guys.
I mean, the president retweeted that.
President even taking a swipe at Biden for wearing a mask, retweeting a photo of Biden with the caption, "This might help explain why Trump doesn't like to wear a mask in public."
That's it. That's so sad. That's the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. He put millions of people's lives in jeopardy because your vain, selfish, narcissistic ass doesn't want to mess up your makeup. You're a dude, for crying out loud. Stop wearing that much makeup. You're a straight man. Stop wearing. If you're a straight man, stop wearing that much makeup. Okay. You guys want to talk about drag queens and other people, dressing in drag? Donald Trump dresses in drag every single day with all that makeup on.
And like I mentioned earlier, not just them talking about drag queens, but also the quote unquote title alpha male. I don't know any real alpha male who wears makeup at all.
I don't know. Yeah, no. Typically, it's something alpha males are frowned upon. I guess I don't know. I'm not an alpha male. I think alpha males are douchebags.
I wonder if you go to Mar-a-Lago, does Trump have his own cosmetic beauty salon?
I bet you he does. I bet you anything in the world that he has his own personal beauty salon, his own personal products. Trump probably even has his own spray tan booth. I would not even put it past him.
I would believe he have to, because for someone who tans so much, it would be more affordable to get your own rather pay someone else to go do it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
He does like to be served. So
I mean, but this guy's been on TV and his whole life. Like, that's what he does. He put, he's so used to wearing makeup. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I thought he looked better, to be honest, with bald head and pale skin. I think he looks ridiculous. He's got hair. It's like gold colored.
Let me
and
show.
Then he's orange.
Let me show the audience again. I
think he looks better.
I think he looks fine. He looks his age. He looks normal.
Right.
Yeah, you're bald. Okay, 75% of the country of the world is bald. You're
Get
77
over it.
years old. Get over yourself. I think, and again, his complexion, his skin looks normal. Now, when
It
you start
does.
putting all of that orange stuff everywhere, that's when it's like, "Ee."
It's like nobody buys it. Like nobody. That's not natural hair. Come on. There's no way that's natural hair, and it's the most ridiculous. Like you pay $70,000 for a bad haircut like that. That should be a crime.
Yeah, it should. All right.
Man,
Well, thank you, Jeremy. We haven't spoken about Trump in a while, and we got it out of our system.
it's always fun.
It's always fun. And we promised each other that we would not make it political. And this
Right.
is not political because I promise you, audience, if it was, I don't know, if it was Biden or Schumer and they were orange, they'd be on this show too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And any future orange people will be on this
And
show
any
talking about too.
future orange people. Yes.
Oh God. All right, that was fun.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Yep, thank you.
Next time. All right. So there's not really much to say. A little joke, a little humor here and there doesn't hurt anybody. You know, I don't frequently give comments to Trump, but I'd have to say the picture that we showed up one more time. We'll show you. I don't see anything wrong with it. You see older gentlemen look like that every day, and they're respected. You know, that can still be good looking, that can still be sexy, but apparently Trump believes that the tanning machine makes him more sexier. So go figure. Thank you for joining, everyone. I love you for tuning in. Please follow, like, and share the sound off. Coming up tomorrow, special interview with Fred Wellman from the Midas Touch Network, decorated veteran from the 2 tours in the military. He is joining us tomorrow, sitting down with us one-on-one, no holds bar. You can't miss this one. He is known from thousands and thousands of Americans around the world, I would say, because he did 2 tours. He's also a graduate from West Point Military School. Please tune in tomorrow here at the Esteban Hour at 8 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time. Okay, that would be all. If you had a goal that you have accomplished or achieved today, don't forget to say to yourself, this is how we do it. Take care, everyone.